But
All right, we're gonna resume recording if you don't mind.
I don't mind. Go ahead. Hit it.
All right, Ken.
Okay, so we're back.
We're back
Okay.
from outer space.
While we were gone, here's what happened. So my fine friend over at Dotloop created me an exit account. So here's what I'm going to do. Not to confuse folks too much, but what I'm going to do is this. Unfortunately, I'm going to end our relationship temporarily. It's not you, it's me. We're gonna.
I've never heard that before.
I just want to take a little break, and then let's do this. So I'm going to archive this listing. We're going to go back in, and the fun part about this is now I'm going to let you guys talk me through this. So I'm going to go here. Am I in grid or list view?
You are in
I'm in grid. I'm going to switch myself to list. I'm going to create a loop. Okay. Now we're creating a loop. So this is we're going to have the same thing here. So again, it was 5 Cutler Road.
correct.
Hold on. Yeah, I got nothing. What was the other part?
Paxton.
Paxton. Okay. So there's Paxton. We're grabbing that. We're creating our loop. Now,
This is a 4-bedroom, 2.5 bathroom.
transaction type, listing for sale, status, active listing. I'm also wanting you guys to see how fast this is when I'm not teaching it, because this is about how long it takes me to do it when I set one up for myself. Okay. Trusted service provider is going to make myself a listing agent. I'm going to add a person, adding Lisa Reese, not like candy. Okay. And now notice the system, because she was in my database now, picked up the email address right away. Going to add her role as a seller, right? Going down here, adding her as a person. And then I have loaded a template. Let's just grab this listing action items one, because this is one your office has in there. Okay. And I'm going to check off a couple of these, right? Okay. And when I do that, I'm going to refresh this. Okay, and I've got everybody good? So we're pretty much caught up with where we were at before, but it took me a lot less time to do that, okay? So what we're going to do now is this. We're going to go over, and I'm going to go to the view detail right here. So underneath the loop name where the view detail is at, I'm going to click on that. And the first thing I'm going to do is this. Now, if you had gone out there and added a buyer, okay, and named that buyer, and now you have an address, if you click right here on the loop name, you can go in and edit that address. Okay, you can change that name from the buyer's name to the address.
Right, but the problem I have is when you have a person's name on there and you change it to an address, it still keeps the custom name as the address, and you can't pull up all the MLS information and put it in after that point.
Change it from use custom name to use property address right here.
Do it first.
Do it first.
Before you change the top part.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And so right here, you're going to see, so this is a lot of repeat information. We had all this out on the front page, okay? Same with people. This is just another spot that you can add a person. Now we're getting down into our property address.
I'm going to add that other person because I want to see how you do that.
We're going to add another person right now.
Yeah.
Adding another person. What are we at?
Tom, anybody, anyone.
No, I want to add you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jack.
Jack?
Yeah.
What's your last name?
Turcotte.
Urcotte?
Yeah.
You're just assuming if you had said it, I would know how to spell it. I'm hurt. I'm hurt, Jack. Okay. I wouldn't have known how to spell it. That was a solid call, Jack. Okay, so I'm going to add Jack. I'm going to make Jack a seller as well at his demand. Okay, which is fine. They're both entitled to the other. So we got Jack in there. Now we've got Jack and Lisa. You guys can live with that? Okay, we'll keep you separated at the table. So, and this is a divorce, by the way, so you guys know. This is a divorce situation. These are going to be difficult clients. That's okay. I'm going to make it through this. I'm good. So next thing I'm going to do, so I get down to the property address and the property information right here, and you can see in here that the system's already filled some of this in for us because we grabbed the Google Maps address. Worcester. Yeah,
Come on.
I was so much closer than I was this morning. You have no idea how many times I've been corrected. And Leominster.
Leominster.
See? Yeah, I just suck. I can't do it.
Well, where are you
Yeah,
from?
you can.
Indiana.
WOOSTA.
We can't say things like Hoosier.
You just did. And you pretty much said it. You owned it like you've been there. Okay. So what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to make sure under the property address, as soon as I have it, I'm going to plug in an MLS number. Okay, so again, if you're looking at the making your listing searchable right here, what you're going to see is the number 4, add the property address and or the MLS number to the property address section. I want to encourage you to do both. Okay, so that's the 4th thing that's making us searchable. So we have officially made this searchable. I'm going to show you what that means in just a second, and you're going to love me for the rest of your life because of it. Okay?
So you added MLS here, and where else did you say?
Just right here.
Oh.
Just right here. Just one spot. So I'm going to go through. So none of the financial information is going to be applicable right now. I'm going to get down into the listing information. Oh, I forgot a very important thing, and it is important. It seems stupid, but it's not. I'm going to upload a photo of the property. Okay? And yeah. And so what I'm going to do is actually, Tracy told me that Lisa was coming today, and I popped out, I Googled her home address, I checked it out, I went by, I took a curb photo of Lisa's place, just to make this creepy. Okay? So she'd be really
Did I mention
uncomfortable.
my husband's 6'5"?
You did, as a matter of fact, because that's the right house, isn't
Oh,
it?
yeah.
Okay, I want to make sure I shop to the right place. So we got Lisa's house in here. I got that picture in. It seems like, I'll tell you what, it seems like an insignificant, trivial thing to do, because we laughed about it. But here's the thing. If you've paid money, and hopefully you are, if you're not a photographer, hopefully you're paying a photographer to go do your photos, to take that picture, this picture is going to move through the process from you to the buyer's agent, if we're using Dotloop appropriately, and eventually is going to wind up in front of the purchaser that's being asked to pay 10% over list price, getting ready to sign a purchase agreement and seeing that dream home right back in front of them again. Okay, you want to drive that emotional decision, keep that picture in front of us. So
I have a question.
you can ask a question about the picture.
Yes, I can.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
So, why can't we get the picture from Google? It's the reason
Yeah, you can't do that because you don't own the photo.
you don't own it.
And they're usually ugly pictures.
I use them all the time. I'm not for listing, I think, but like if I do, if I do.
Sorry.
We didn't hear anything. If I do a listing,
I'm still turning off my broker conduit here.
record it.
Oh,
Great.
great. Okay, yeah, and that was recorded too, by the way.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. No, maybe I should get it off of public record.
No,
So
you
drop
still,
by.
it doesn't matter, you still don't own the photo. You either have to take a picture with your camera, or you have to pay for the photo from a photographer or somebody else.
Oh.
You have to basically have the right to use the photo.
Ah.
Hey, how's that? That helped the broker.
That's perfect.
Okay, moving on before she gets herself sued. Okay, no, so, she's good. Okay, you're covered. Your attorney said so. I heard her. Okay, so now what we're going to do, so we're getting down to the listing information because, again, we're a listing for sale. So we're looking for stuff in here that pertains to the listing. We're going to make an expiration date for tomorrow, okay, in 24-hour listing, fire sale, right here. We're at 12. We're going to make this worth about 6.2 mil. Is that going to be enough?
I wish.
Okay. And she owns it for cash too, by the way. I don't want to give away any negotiating position, but I don't think you got to come in at this price. She's trying to get out from underneath this marriage fast, so I'm pretty sure she'll take 3.
Take her for all.
So
You're not supposed to say any of that.
I know. Well, you're not supposed to steal photos. So I guess we're both,
Wow.
I guess we're both even now, right, Lisa? Okay. So on this, so you,
He knows how to silence the women.
not my wife. I've never been able to. She knows how to silence me. She is, yeah. In case she's on here. Property includes. What are we throwing in with? Don't say refrigerator because this is a $6 million house. I get a refrigerator in a $50,000 house.
area.
At least a hot tub.
Place that.
Above ground
The pool house. The
Hot
cabana
tub.
belly.
Yeah, I was going
Yeah,
to say, there's
cabana
no.
boy.
Cabana
I
belly.
know. Well, I mean, we're divorcing now. How about we throw in Jack? So she's going to leave him with the house. Let's exclude the outhouse. We worked hard on that. We're going to take that with us. Okay.
Keep it all.
Yeah.
And the treehouse.
And the tree house. Yeah, we'll exclude that. So we got some geographic information we could plug in here, a legal description, stuff like that. So think about your documents. If there's a document that this might be interactive on, it may be pulling that in, okay? So you might have a legal description in here that you would fill in, okay? Year built, let's make our year built 2013. Bedrooms, it looked like it had about 12, is that right? And you still had to get a separate house just to put up the jack. 12,000 square feet, just not enough room in this house for the two of them. One bathroom. This is the problem. That's what ruined the marriage right there. Was the one bathroom. 0.18.
That's not gonna sell the house either.
No, it's not. But today it's going to sell. The 20% commission is going to sell the house today. Somebody with no integrity, probably one of us, is going to bring the buyer today. Okay. So I clicked on save. That saves all of our information, right? Now what I'm going to do is this. Up here where it says back to loop, I want you guys to see this. In Dotloop, there's always an exit strategy on every single screen that's going to take you back to the previous screen. Do not use the back button up here.
That screws you way up.
It does.
Okay.
What are the only two things you need from your browser?
Refresh.
Address line and refresh. Exactly. So we're going to go back to loop. Now, for my impatient people, namely Lisa, now we can start adding documents to our loop. Okay? So what we're going to do, right now we're going to add documents from our templates. Okay? That's easy, I'm told. So easy Lisa can do it. So what we're going to do is we go back in here and it looks like, is this what we've got? We got the MAR interactive forms.
Buying packet.
Buying packet, this is what you guys see?
Well, we have more than that, but,
Yeah, I don't know where the rest of them are.
well, they're not on Exit Realty Partners. They're on
Oh,
Exit Corporate.
Oh, is that what I am?
yeah.
Okay, well,
I could have added you to Exit Realty
That's okay,
Partners.
just use the buying packet.
well, I'm selling a house though.
Yeah, but we can't.
Oh, then use the interactive form.
So here's what I'm going to do.
Fine.
What's a listing contract? What's it called?
Off the purchase.
Exclusive agency listing agreement?
Yeah,
Okay, so I'm going to grab that one. We'll grab a consent to dual agency.
yeah.
Let's see, do you guys have a disclosure?
Yeah.
Consumer? Okay, I'm not seeing that one. But, that's because I have listing typed in there. Let's do disclosure. Integrated, mandatory,
Mandatory license
Mandatory
fee,
license.
consumer relationship disclosure.
that one?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll throw those in there for now. And we're not going to do, it's not, because it's all practice today, you
Yeah.
get the idea, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so here's what we're going to do. Now, one, I'm a stickler for hierarchy when it comes to contract forms. So this is only going to be for the OCD people in the room besides myself, okay? I like to move these around. So my exclusive agency listing agreement would be on top.
So you
Okay?
prioritize them.
I prioritize my documents.
Okay,
Yep.
that's nice.
Okay? So I take all the things that maybe say the office doesn't need.
I thought so too.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was dragging up.
Yeah, you can just drag them around. So you can move them around. I take all the ones that the office doesn't need, say the optional documents.
Order just to get them.
Really?
Oh, do you really?
I do. Now you try to put them in certain order.
Oh, man.
This will save me so much time.
If you want to hug me on the way out, I'll understand, but it's going to be a man hug. Okay? All right. So here's what we're going to do. So we've got everything organized. We got our forms where we want them. Now we're going to open up a document. Now, first thing that's going to happen, hopefully, this bombed at the last training, so I'm so happy that it worked here. We've got our sellers and everything. We have an autofill is going to pop up because we populated information on the detail, and because we added people with roles to our loop, autofills come up and said, okay, there's some stuff in here that I can go ahead and fill in on this document for you. Do you want me to do that? And I'm looking at it, I'm double checking it, I'm making sure it's all good. It's going to add me, it's going to add Lisa, seller 2, it's going to add, you're in there at seller 1, so it's going to add you. You just don't get any name recognition on this page. We got our listing information, our original price. I'm going to click on autofill, okay, at the bottom.
Okay.
It says 3 roles have been assigned, 7 fields have been autofilled. So notice in here right away, I see Lisa and Jack. Lisa's on top. She wants to sign first. Question? Is that what that is? Or I was like, I thought you were like.
Question,
Okay. Yeah.
why? Why does that not always do what it just did?
I don't know because I'm not always here when you do it. But I know that if you do it this way, this will work.
Yeah.
You didn't put all your details.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
You need
missed
stuff
out.
out.
Where, how could I be missing out on details?
Here's
On my
what you could
add
be missing.
person page.
Yeah, here's what you could be missing. You could be missing the role.
The role, you're signing in
No,
the role?
no, role is there.
Okay.
Just give me the look.
Well, it's okay. Here's what I'm gonna show you as my computer receives Facebook. I love that this is recording and that you're seeing that. That's how you know I'm a real person, right? This isn't all just this. I didn't just drag in a laptop from Dotloop that's like perfect. Like my kids are posting stuff, my wife did, and I can't turn it off. Okay. Down here at the bottom, next time you have that problem.
Yeah,
Yes, at the bottom of every single page in Dotloop is a 513 number.
yeah.
And then
And
you
next to
remember,
that is the member ID. Call that the next time and say, hey, why didn't that work?
Aha.
Okay.
It has happened, and my next question was, what do I do?
What do I
Oh.
do? Yep. Okay.
All the help.
and they're fantastic.
I know
They are. They are. They're in Ohio and they speak English.
Great.
Mhm. Yes. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to click on the X right here to close that little black box on the one side because I just don't want it following me through the document. Now notice that it's set for me to sign here. Okay. If I sign this right now, which I'm going to in a minute, I'm going to do it because I want to mess this up on purpose so you guys can see what happens. So I'm looking at this. I got an exclusive agency agreement. There's that. The broker shall be due a fee of, it's 25% because of the divorce. I know I'm going to have to put up with some stuff. And I want you guys to see this. So I've got that written in there. And now she was wrestling with whether or not she really wanted to leave Jack. You know, whether or not she wanted to leave Jack with the house. She didn't know if she wants to do that to the next person, okay? I said, well, you know, we can't keep going back and forth. I'm going to go ahead and send you the documents to sign, and I'm going to assign that field to you. So you decide, and then whatever you decide to do, you just type it in there and let me know, okay? Obviously, we'd never do this on an exclusive agency agreement, but I want you guys to see this. So I take this text field right now. One thing, you guys said you had clauses in there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't see them.
on the
So-
addendum.
Yeah,
Yeah,
on the
this is not-
addendum. Yeah, they're not in here.
On the offer, but
Okay, well, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to click in this text field right here. I'm going to go up here where it says assign to no one, and I'm going to assign that to Lisa. Lisa's the one that I want to decide to do this. Now it's been assigned to Lisa. I could have assigned it to the role of seller, so it could have been Jack or Lisa that filled it out, okay? But specifically, she's the one trying to decide what she wants to do with Jack. So I'm like, all right, we'll make that. That's going to be her call. Now,
if you assign text box.
you can. And notice this, what I've done is I've only assigned that text box to her. She can't get back in, depending on the privilege that I give her. She can't get back in here and change the commission and this.
Oh, that would be the
price
first
and-
thing I changed.
I know. You'd bump that up to 30, and I just don't want to do that to you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to save that document, and I'm going to go out here and I'm going to share it. Now, I've got two people here that can sign this document, okay? I've got Lisa and I've got Jack. Now, this is going to be strategic. I want you guys to think about this for a second, okay? There's a third person that can sign the document. That's me. I've not signed it yet. Now, I've just assigned a text field to Lisa. Now, so what happens is this. We're going to go out and do this. I'm going to go ahead and click on share, and I'm going to leave in a can sign privilege, okay? Let's talk about that really quick. The can sign privilege, if you look, says that you can view a document and sign/complete, okay? An assigned field only. That's what's allowing me to assign that text box, and I'm just going to give her a can sign, both of them, okay? I'm not going to give them a fill-in sign. A fill-in sign is going to give them carte blanche. They can fill in the whole document. You're only give them a fill-in sign on something like a seller's disclosure with all those check boxes. But everything else, you want to tell them, hey, I want you to sign here and here, but don't touch the rest of the document.
Right.
Okay? So that's what we're going to do. The view-only privilege is going to be what we're going to use to send to a vendor. Okay? Your lender wants a copy of this, or, you know, whatever title company needs that. You're going to send those out. That way, can edit in private is when you're going to send this to another realtor. Somebody else that has access to interactive forms that may want to assign their people to the signature fields, you want to give them the ability to edit that form, okay? Now, know this. If they go to edit the form and they change anything on there other than assignment, field assignments, as soon as they make that change, it's gonna come back in and create a new version of the document with no signatures, okay? So, and while we're here, let's look at, I showed you guys what's the most dangerous button in Dotloop.
Oh,
Add to my team. Add to my team's the most dangerous, most powerful, and most awesome button in Dotloop is this little one right here. Attach PDF to email. That button right there is what gives you the freedom to do whatever you want and everybody else not have to worry about it. Meaning, the person that's out there that doesn't want anything to do with Dotloop or electronic signatures and everything else, they just learned how to email last week and they were happy with that, okay, but they're still hanging on to the fax machine just in case that fails. That person is never going to touch this, and they're going to complain if you try to get them to touch it. Well, that's fine. That doesn't mean that you have to stop doing things the way you do them. You're using this for transaction management and don't want to change. This is what gives you the freedom to do that, okay? Because you just hit the attach PDF button, they're going to get the Dotloop email with the PDF. It's no different than getting an email with an attachment. It's the same thing. Was that like,
No, you're getting right to the point where I wanted to figure out. Now we're doing bank-owned property.
oh,
Now the other agent is sending 27 pages that need to be filled out,
yeah.
okay? Can we enter that into Dotloop and do that exact same thing where it needs signatures?
Yes, I'm going to show you that later. But I'm going to get in and we're going to take, what you're talking about doing is you're talking about.
They give you the lead, they give you all of these
Yeah.
other documents.
You get them and you scan them in and they come in and they're just what's called flats. They're not set up interactively. They haven't been built that way. So you're going to have to go in and drop signature boxes and initials. I'm going to do all that for you. I'm going to show you how to do that. You're going to be happy. Yeah.
So, you know, you said a text box, Lisa.
Yeah.
If Jack signs before she fills in that text box, then you see if we go back and re-sign.
You're stealing my thunder right now. That's exactly what I'm getting ready to do. So what we're going to do is let's on that note, I'm going to click on the attached PDF so you can see what that looks like. I'm going to go ahead and click on share. I'll see later. Click share. I can't undo it.
No, I want you to do that because I was going to say, I don't want to skip ahead because this is very important because I'm dealing with someone who's,
Is it stressing me out?
yeah.
Yeah, I hear you.
Heck
Okay.
averse.
Give it to Jeannie, she'll take care of it.
Okay, so here's what we're going to do. Now, back
I
here,
love Jeannie, I wouldn't do that to her.
here's what happened. So I'm gonna refresh my screen, and I see right here I got two messages here. Okay, one of them is for, let's see, it says Ken. Oh, don't worry. Yeah, both of you got the same. We both got the same message because I sent them to the same address. So look at this. Down here in the message, you see down here the exclusive agency agreement. Okay, that's the PDF. So if they had wanted to, they could just print this right now, wet sign it, scan it, send it back to me. Okay, and it's still all filled in, all nice looking and everything the way we want it. The only thing that'll be illegible is their doctor-like signature.
All right, go, I'm sorry.
You
I'm
guys-
sorry because
this
Uber is
YouTube-
Ubering me. What was that again? I'm sorry.
Oh, it's okay. Right here.
Yeah, she's so anal.
I send both.
PDF. I do it all the time.
I send both.
Okay.
Yeah.
One other question
I
I
always
have.
send it as a PDF and because sometimes
Yeah.
they want a copy for their records and they're like freaked out by going back into Dotloop. So just
Can you
text
put on,
everybody sending it both ways.
can you put on the
You're gonna
bottom
see like I'm a crazy
a
person.
place so that they initial the bottom of every page too?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So if you send it as a PDF, they can't e-sign it. They have to print it, sign it, scan it.
They can do both right here. Right now, I attach the PDF so they have the option. Right now, you're going to click on View Document.
Okay,
Okay, we're not going to touch the PDF.
Okay.
They're going to do the digital signature. So
Okay.
can I click on that?
yes.
Okay. All right. So here's what we're going to do. So we're going to click on this, and we're going to go up. And what you think they should start doing. So this is your client's perspective. This is what your client is seeing when you. This is what you're doing to them. Okay. What do you think they ought to start clicking on right now? Anybody?
Signing.
Yeah, the big
Start
bright
signing.
blue flashing
Yeah.
thing that
Yeah,
says
it's
start
flashing.
signing.
Yeah.
So when they click on that, it immediately, notice this, it drops down, and this is Lisa, by the way, that we're dealing with here. So Lisa's going to be the one that comes in here and does this. So it has sent this to the first person in the list. So there's got the fill, is what it's telling them. Go ahead and fill this in. Jack, for sure, okay,
Leave in the bar.
is
Yeah.
staying, okay? Buried under the front porch. Okay. So now notice that she started typing there. Now it didn't just automatically drop me down because it's a text box. It doesn't know when she's done typing. But it did, out to the left, kind of clue us into what the next thing we need to do is, right? So she's done typing. She's going to click on next.
Yeah.
It's going to drop us into the next spot. and it says right here, I need you to sign. So Lisa clicks, comes up, says, okay, here it is. This is your name, and this is the initial that we're going to use. By clicking adopt, I've read and understand Dotloop's e-sign consumer consent disclosures. Notice that that's a link. So your client can click on that, and they can actually go read that disclosure before they click on adopt and sign here. And the terms of use, also a link. I agree that my electronic signature and initial shall have the same force and effect as my written signature or initial. The moment they click on adopt and sign, they're agreeing that this is as good as a wet signature, okay? And I would argue that we can track this much better than we can a wet signature, okay? So if they're on a tablet or a phone or a touchscreen computer with a stylus, they can click draw right there, and they can draw the signature and the initial in, okay? And it's still going to date and timestamp it. Or they can just click on adopt and sign. We're going to click on adopt and sign. Is that okay?
That's fine.
I hope so. I already did it. Okay, and so notice this now. This is kind of cool. Notice that it stuck the signature like right over the thing right there. So that's just a form. That's just a form thing. We're going to go back out here. I'm back in my account. We're back in the list agent's account. See right here where it says waiting on others?
Mm-hmm.
If I mouse over that right now, I see that Lisa viewed, but I'm still waiting on Lisa and Jack to sign, okay? Reason it says that is because Lisa didn't click on finish signing. We want her to finish signing, okay? And it's going to come back up, and it's going to ask her if she wants to create a Dotloop account for herself. Now, your client can type in a password right here and get a free Dotloop account, which means that they would have access then to the app for free, and they can start to exchange information back and forth through the loop with you for free. Millennials love it.
Mm-hmm.
They love it. So you want to encourage a millennial to go ahead and do that. And in fact, I do it as a part of my consultation with them. I'm like, go ahead and get the app now, and then I start sending them stuff that they can sign in there. And it makes your life so much better when they do it. If you've got one of those folks that probably doesn't want the app, is not going to be, all they want to do is they want to use this for electronic signatures and be done with it. All they got to do is click on close, okay? And then close what they signed. And the next time they get something from you, they're going to have the exact same experience.
Right.
It's that simple. Start signing, go here, finish, done. Yes, Jack.
Different property, same people. They put an offer in on one, then we got rid of the two names because only one could go on. Now, the next time you send something to the one person, are they using that same account, or do they have to create a new account?
No, they use the same account.
They're using the same
They're
account.
using the same account, because when you went and created your new loop for them, minus the one person, when it goes to they each have their own Dotloop account, so it wouldn't have changed. Yeah, that's a great question. Okay, everybody good?
Mm-hmm.
So we go back over here. Notice now I got a thing that says Lisa signed the document, okay? I get back into my account here. I'm going to refresh again. Shows me that we're still waiting on others. Now it shows me Lisa signed. We're still waiting on Jack to sign, right? So at this point, as the agent, I love this because I know I can call Jack and say, what's your problem? She's not getting back together with you. She just told me to. I need to sign the contract. We need to get this done. Or something way nicer. I usually sound like this. Hey, Jack, I noticed that Lisa signed, but you haven't yet. Did I forget to answer a question? Okay? And then,
how kind.
yes,
How
very
very
diplomatic.
Midwestern.
Usually I'm saying that and I'm rolling my eyes while I do it, so it's not as kind as you think. But they can see. So, everybody good so far? Questions? Okay. Let's bounce back over here, because what I'm missing right now, and I may have just because I'm doing all of these in the same email account, I think I'm missing Jack.
Oh, poor Jack.
That's okay. I mean,
He's staying with the house. He don't have new neighbors.
I know. He's staying with the house. I don't think he needs to be a part of this anyway.
Anybody
it's
that
getting
comes
to better.
in, anybody that
Yeah.
comes in can cook better than her anyway. So.
Oh, wow, starting to see the problem here.
Yeah, that one bathroom.
One bathroom's definitely a problem. Okay, so
I forgot my maiden name is Pascal.
I forgot that. He did?
He did. I
Oh.
forgot my maiden name is Pascal.
So Jack hasn't signed this yet. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to delete this really quick, see if I can trick the system. So Jack says I didn't get that, Ken. I didn't receive the document. Can you resend that? Maybe it went to his junk mail. Maybe he accidentally deleted it, right? Does that ever happen?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go back and click on share on the document again. We get in here. Now notice that he doesn't come up in my list of add people, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to reshare up at the top. Shows me that Lisa signed right here, but we're still waiting on Jack. I'm going to click on Jack. I'm going to keep the canned sign in there. I'm not going to send him a PDF this time. I'm going to click on reshare, and that's going to regenerate that email, okay? So that's a handy thing to know where that's at. I've done that a lot. I'm going to get back here. Oh, there it is. So Jack's email now shows up. Ken needs you to sign the document. He's getting tired of me giving him a hard time. Like, I could have this sold by now. Don't you know? I got like 6 people in here that want that 25% commission. So Jack clicks on start signing. And notice that it took him straight to sign. It went right past fill because Lisa's already filled it. Okay? So he clicks, he adopts, he signs, he clicks on finish, and now we've got our signed document. Okay? And again, he's just going to click close. He doesn't want to create a Dotloop account because we don't need to do that today. Everybody good?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Back here, and it shows him that he signed a document. Back here, now I'm going to refresh, and we should see signed for both parties. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, I know it's hard for you guys to imagine that Jack could be difficult, but I want you for a second to just think that it could happen, okay? Let's imagine that what happened here was that Jack and Lisa, neither one wanted to do digital signatures, and we have the exact same scenario that Tracy was talking about, okay? In an ideal world, the brokerage, if they want to set these loops up and make mandatory documents in there, they're going to make some of these documents required, which means that you're going to have to learn how to get the documents out to your clients that don't want to do digital signatures, bring them back in, and meet the requirements, okay? So we're going to go through that at some point here, but I want you to hang on to that thought, okay? Because before we get there, I'm going to teach you how to do a couple other things, and I'm guessing by the time we get done with those 2 things, you'll know how to meet the requirements and teach me. That's my challenge for you guys. Okay, y'all ready? Yeah. Moving on. So we've got a listing that's out there. Everything's done. Do you guys submit to review?
Yes.
When we're done, yeah.
Yeah, when you're done. Okay. So, well, then let's just do it now. So let's say we sent out, I did this. They're like, hey, look, here's the deal, Ken. We don't necessarily want to do it that way. I clicked everything and shared it with them with a view-only copy and did an attached PDF. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So they could print it and they could wet sign and then they could send it back. Again, I'm still not touching paper. It's them, not me. Okay? Now they've sent it back and it's come back in email, right? Which is where it's going to come from most of the time. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to click on Add Document right here in my folder. So again, looking at the folder label right here, because at some point here we're going to have multiple folders. We're going to go and click on Add Document next to the folder that we want to pull this file into. Add Document, Email, Copy to Clipboard. Everybody good? Add Document, Email, Copy to Clipboard. And then what we're going to do is we're going to bounce back over to email, right? Jack's called me and he said, hey, Ken, I just sent that document back. We both got our signatures on it. I'm like, great. So I come in here and I check and I see, okay, there's the package right there. Okay, there's the document. I have that PDF. I'm going to click on forward. And then I'm going to click on paste. Okay, so from a PC, right mouse click and paste. Mac users like the key, so you're going to do a Command V. All right. In the to field, I'm pasting and saying, okay, this is the address I want you to send that to, and I'm going to click on send.
Huh? Can you just, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. Not on there.
No, I know.
Yeah.
Back to that again.
Add document
Add document,
in Dotloop. In Dotloop, add document,
Yep.
email,
email.
copy to clipboard.
Okay.
Okay. Now
Yep.
right on there, email, to your email application. You're going to open the one with the PDF attachment. Click forward and paste in the to field. And then click on send. Everybody good? Okay, and here's what's going to happen. I'm going to bounce back over to my loop now. And you see right here, I'm going to click on the refresh button. And what's going to happen is, there's my package. Okay, so the attachment that was in the email is now sitting in my folder. Oh, I do too. This is the biggest time saver. So we just essentially what we did by clicking on add document and clicking on email, what we're doing is it's creating a custom email address right here that's specific for this loop and then more specific to this folder exactly. Okay? So when I get multiple folders in here, each folder will have its own email address. You never have to copy any of these. You don't have to highlight them and copy. You just click on copy to clipboard and it does that for you. Yes?
Quick question, what if it's a JPEG?
If it's a JPEG, it's not going to come in here.
You have to scan it and it'll create.
You'd have to, yeah, you don't have to even scan it if you don't want. Most Windows 10 computers and everything else now have a print PDF, and you can just do a print PDF or save as PDF when out of the print window, and it'll allow you to do it that way, and you can just upload it back in. Okay, should never have to truly print something and scan it back in. Okay, so add document, email, copy to clipboard, go to your email, find the one with the attachment, forward, paste the address in the to field, click on send, and what happens is the email comes into Dotloop. Dotloop strips everything else off of it, says there's PDF attachment, that's all we care about, and pop, lands right in your folder. Okay, now here's what we got. Now we've got these three documents right here that these bottom three documents that we took the time to fill out, but then we had to send them and get wet signatures on them, so they're no longer of any use to us, right? If they're non-required documents, you could just archive them right here, but I want you to get into the practice of doing what I'm going to do right now, okay? What we're going to do is we're going to open this up because we've essentially got these three documents right here in this package, okay? So first thing we need to do is open this, and then we're going to split this up. Do you guys remember what the three documents are? Let me look really quick. We got a listing agreement, dual agency, and mandatory licensing. Remember that, okay? That's just for name purposes for me, okay? So what we're going to do is this. We're going to say, okay, well, here's the package we got back. I'm going to go up and click on File, and I'm going to tell the system I want to split this document up. Now, right here, this is neat. You can scroll behind that little window, and you can count your documents and count your pages and all of that to see what you've got, okay? We're just going to pretend we know. We know that we got three documents here, right? So I'm going to click on three documents, tell it to split it in three, and you see it added a third file name. Now, because I'm going to replace these, what I'm going to do is this. I'm just going to initial. I'm not going to type this all the way out. That's my listing contract. What was my other one?
Dual agency.
Dual agency. And then the last one? Mandatory licensing thing, okay? So let's say a listing contract was 1 to, well, you're right, 1 to 2. Dual agency, that one covers a lot of legal stuff, so I'm going to say it was like 14 pages, okay? These are not real documents, okay? And then the mandatory licensing is 18 to 21. You see how that works? So I'm telling it in this package, 1 to 2, 3 to this. You see what I'm saying? Okay. Huh?
That's magic.
Why?
That feature.
Why?
Why?
People,
How many
seriously?
pages?
Yeah, no, seriously, I think I'm missing something.
So
Why?
I've got a stack of documents
Yeah.
right here, and in this stack, there's actually 4 different documents, okay, or 3. I'm saying, okay, the top 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay, so I understand that, but why isn't it split as it was to begin with?
Because they
that
way.
They
sent
send
it
all
all
as
as
one
one.
PDF.
I get it. Okay, that's what I'm missing. I
Yeah.
thought I was missing something.
Yeah,
Okay,
no, you
good.
were. Yeah,
All right.
I said,
Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
Nope, now you don't have to explain any further. I got it.
You know, you just basically politely told me to shut up and move on.
Well-
I mean, I know how this goes. Okay.
Well, before I got ganged up on, I wanted to make sure I said, okay, I get it.
All right, very good. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to tell it to split the document. Okay, so it tells me 3 of 3 documents have been created. I'm going to say done. It's going to flash here. It's splitting the document up. And now it brings me back out to the top document. You notice out here it named that LC. If I go back here, now notice I've got those 3 documents and I have these 3 documents. Okay? Now, there was a rhyme and reason why I told you to just do like a 2-letter initial. It's because I'm trying to save you the typing because I know what the process is going to do next. I want you to get into the habit before your office gets to a place where they start making required documents. Get in the habit of replacing them instead of just archiving them, okay? So right now, if this were a required document by the office, you would not be able to archive this document. So what we're going to do is we're going to take, I'm just going to drag this and drop it on top of the document that I want to replace, let go, and then I'm going to say yes to replacing it. And what it did when I replaced it yeah, and so what it did is it did this. It retained the name of the original document. So I didn't have to, when I split that, I don't have to type out those names completely because it's going to rename the document back to what the original document was anyway.
Awesome. Oh my God, that is.
So
Okay?
it keeps the original name. but
Keeps
it
the
has-
original
but
name.
it has-
Jumping one to the other.
But it has the new,
But it has the new signature, it has the signature one. Yeah, you're taking the one on top. Okay, so I'm dragging this one, I'm dropping it on the dual agency. Says you're about to replace the consent to dual agency with DA. DA is the one I want. And I'm going to say, yeah, that is perfectly fine. That's what I intend to do. And it says no problem. And it renames the DA document back to the consent with dual agency. Okay?
So you can actually get rid of all the partially signed documents.
Exactly. Did you just say partially?
So you can
I love it.
overlap it again?
Yeah.
Let's say
Yeah.
we,
Yeah.
now there's two people in the party and whoa.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Oh.
Sure can.
When it becomes required, then we'll be able to.
Right.
Right.
When it becomes required, so when the office has this as required, here's the problem. So you guys are looking out. You guys are going to be the prophets here in the office. You don't know what's going to happen already. What always happens is it says this is a required document, this is a required document on the left-hand side. People go back out, they come in with wet signed documents, they scan them in, they go click submit to review to get those into the office, and it says, no, you can't do that because you still have required documents that haven't been done. And then they go over here and they try to archive those documents, and they find out that it's grayed out because you can't archive a required document. Then they throw their hands up in the air and they quit. And I say, well, forget it. I'm gonna print these
Now
off.
they're
I'm
gonna
just gonna
call
walk
us,
up
we're gonna
front.
charge them $20 a call.
Yeah. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna teach them how to split those and replace them. And when you drag it and drop, it's gonna go from required to not submitted, and they can submit the document. Okay?
Your mind is like,
Oh, you and everybody else. Let me tell you, yeah. That always goes. I always feel like I could microphone drop right there and just walk out of the building.
And we'd apply.
yeah.
Yeah. So
We might even tip you on the way out.
I appreciate that.
If it rains,
Okay, well then, so speaking of tips then, so you're gonna like this too then. So there you go, that covers our listing. So now we're in a place with the listing where I can take that. I don't have to highlight this, so I don't even know why I did that. I go up here, I click on submit to review. Okay, my listing's ready to turn in. I'm gonna go in and select the listing review. I'm gonna type a really nice message for my admin people that say, hey, love you guys and all the work you do. Thanks so much for all your hard work, blah, blah, blah. Here's a new listing, okay? That greases the wheels for my paycheck later on, okay? I'm a manipulator. So I'm going to click on submit. Is anybody in here an admin?
Jeannie was, but she left.
All right,
She quit.
so I'll get you when you come back. You're going to want to delete that, but you can't delete, so not going to happen. Now, notice this. It shows me needs reviewed, submitted, 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 okay? Basically, the same process that we have gone through with paper, right? You get a new listing in with your paper. You got your manila folder. You got everything all organized. You double check, and it's got the signatures. It's got my, whatever form that the office required. I put a paper clip on it, did this, walked up front, through the front desk person, a little wink, said, hey, got a new listing, and have that sold by tomorrow. Why don't you guys go ahead and do what you need to do with that, and you walk off and forget about it, and they process the paperwork, right?
Yeah.
What you just did is the same thing. When you clicked on submit to review, you walked up, said, hey, this is a listing, by saying listing for review, dropped it in their box and left that for them. Okay, now it's up to them to go back out and pick this up. How they're going to know that it's theirs is that they're out searching every day for things that need review. Remember in the beginning when you guys filtered, and in your filter, you said, I want to see my active listings and all that. Your admin people have another filter that says, I want to see things that tell me that I need to review. Okay, so every day they're going back in and they're picking those up 3 or 4 or 5 times a day so they can keep documentation. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Okay, complete. I'd love to hear that. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. Now, we're ready to sell this thing, okay? Which reminds me, let me go ahead and check these off then. All the signatures have been obtained. We're not ready to schedule inspections yet, but we will. Now let's just go ahead and do it because we only got the 1 bathroom. Got to be a plumbing issue at that house. So So we got that done. I'm gonna reset here. Now, look at this. Now I just marked off all of my tasks, but this is showing me 80% of my tasks are complete. Does anybody know why? What document did I forget to sign? Anybody? Anytime there's a document that's in there that's assigned to your role, it's going to automatically create an urgent task that says you need to sign that document. Okay? I didn't sign it, but I'm going to say I did, wink, okay, because I've already brought the scanned one back in and done all that. Okay? So I'm going to mark that off. Now we've got a complete loop on this side. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to go back out. Now, buyer's agent, Pamela Anderson, is out, and not the same one. This is one I made up off the top of my head, not because of celebrity, but I have Elvis Presley too today. So what I do is I create free accounts so that I can be a buyer's agent, and I always do it with celebrity names. I get 10 loops with Pamela right now. So Pamela goes out. She opens up, she goes out, she shows the property, right? So she's just come out of 5 Cutler. She's bubbly and super excited. She calls or texts me and says, hey, Ken, I just showed the property, and I'm coming back to the office. I'm going to write you an offer on Cutler. I'm like, great. First question I'm going to ask Pam is this. Are you a looper?
Yeah.
Are you a looper? And Pam knows what that means because she is. She said, yeah, I'm in Dotloop. Great. Just so you know, my listing is searchable. Okay, so just go out when you create your listing or you create your purchase loop, just use the name, use the address for the property. Okay, so she says great. She gets back to the office, she clicks on the plus sign. Am I out of loops? Oh wait, hold on, I didn't get Pam. My fault, team. Hold on, I logged into the wrong person. Damn, somebody sing or do something. Give me just a second, a little tap dance right here. We'll get back in. Oh, it disconnected. Okay, now it looks like it reconnected there. Okay, talking is me, share screen, desktop. Sorry, we're back in. Are we recording?
Click on that one, 3 dots.
Oh, how did I take over all this?
Because you're magic like that.
Record?
No, down at the bottom. Okay,
No, Matt's got it.
Matt?
Someone said yes, so,
Yeah. Okay, good.
yeah, okay.
Okay, so we're back. So, where were we? So right here's where we were at. I was tap dancing because I logged into the wrong account. So again, ham@.com, and then password. All right, so now we're back in Pam's account. Okay. Now you guys will see too. Obviously, this is a cookie cutter home that's being built right here because it's been done 2 other times exactly the same. So what's happening is Pam says, okay, he made the loop searchable. She's going to click on the plus sign right here, and she's going to start typing in 5 Cutler. Okay, so 5 Cutler Road. Now notice what's happening. So Dotloop immediately begins to search through the Dotloop database and Google Maps again and says, oh, hold on a second, stop the press. I found it.
This Dotloop is all over the United States?
Oh, yeah.
So it's all over.
Yeah, everywhere. So I found it right here. So Dotloop says, that here, I've got one right here. Ken Carey has one listed for $6.2 million with that address with this MLS number. Is that the one that you're wanting to write the offer on? She's going to say, yeah, it is. So she's going to click on it. Says, okay, do you want to save some time? We'll import some of the listing detail right now for you. She's going to say, yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Now, it's not importing privacy information. It's importing some of the useful things that they might have. And I'll show you. So she clicks on Create Loop. She's got her own loop started now. Notice it's different than yours, okay? Notice that it pulled the picture over. Remember I told you the picture's going to start to follow the parties to the transaction. But it doesn't have a transaction type or any of that stuff. Notice that it pulled me in as the listing agent already. I'm already in the loop as the listing agent.
Yeah.
It's also pulled in the property address and property information that we plugged in. Not all of the listing information, not all of the year built and all that stuff, just the property information, okay? So Pam says, okay, I'm gonna make this a purchase loop, right? And she's gonna put this under contract because she knows she's making a good offer. Hopefully, if she's a great agent, she knows not to leave the yellow manila folder untitled. So she's gonna come over here and she's gonna rename this. And who knows what she gets. Let's just say she renames it the Anderson folder, okay? She's giving it a unique name. And her person's already signed. They printed everything off, sent it over there. They wet signed it, and she just scanned it and sent it into her email. And she wants to get it in here. Somebody tell me how she's going to do that.
Add a document.
Exactly. Add document, then what? Keep
Email.
going, Jack. You're on a roll.
Okay, so you gotta go to your email, copy the clipboard.
Copy to clipboard. Now what? Over to
the
email. Find the email.
Mm-hmm.
Got our offer to purchase. There it is right there. Now what?
Forward.
Forward.
Oh, down below.
And the to field, paste.
Okay.
Mhm.
And then type out a lengthy message.
No.
Just click on send. System's going to strip all that anyway. That's it. And so,
Now, does that work with all the email?
yes.
AOL as well?
Yeah.
Because AOL, sometimes you have trouble with AOL on certain
Yeah.
things.
Yeah. You won't have trouble with this. This is just an email address. Just pasting in an email address and sending it. So you won't have any trouble with AOL on this. Okay. So we're going to come back over here. Now, I don't see my document right there. Am I going to freak out and call the 513 number?
No,
Yeah.
No.
Get refreshed.
I'm going to refresh. Exactly.
Refresh.
She said yes. Totally freaking out. Get them on the phone, Ken. Okay, so here's how this is, right? Now, most agents out there that are not using Dotloop or doing anything like that are not using it efficiently and effectively. They haven't been into your training today, so they don't know what to do. They're going to take this right now and send it like it is, right? You get that all the time. Hey, I just sent that. You get the attachment. They didn't even bother renaming it. It's got whatever the file name that the office scanner assigned to it when it created the file. So I'm going to leave this like this. So Pam says, okay, I'm ready to share this now. I want you to notice this. Okay, actually, I'm going to do two things here. Here's what I'm going to do. For practice purposes, I'm going to add a document out of my browse button. I'm going to add one more document to this folder because I want you to see what happens. Okay, so I'm clicking on browse. This is just like adding an attachment to an email. Okay, just going to grab a document off of the computer and drop it in there. Not even going to be one that we're actually going to do anything with, but it's going to illustrate a point for me. So I'm going to click on that, say open. Now, she's not wanting to send me this one because this was something that was private to her buyer. It has nothing to do with the seller or the offer itself, but maybe it was some information that she collected she's holding on to. So what she's going to do is she's going to say, okay, but this is my offer in its entirety. I'm ready to send that. She's going to click on share. Right here, she's going to say skip on the preparation because it's asking her to prepare a document. She doesn't need to prepare it because she had it wet signed. It's already got signatures. So she's going to say skip. And then right here, I'm the only person in the loop right now that she can send it to. So she's going to click on me. She's going to give me a can edit in private, and she's going to click on share. Everybody good so far?
Mm-hmm.
So guess what happened here? This is the really cool part, okay? If you're a real estate agent, you should love this forever. I'm going to go back over here to my loop. I'm going to click on refresh in my loop. And then watch what happens. You guys see it?
Yeah, but mine doesn't do that.
Well, yours doesn't do it if you're not linked together. If you didn't make your list,
Oh, okay.
Ah.
All right.
okay?
It has to be searchable.
Has to be searchable. When we made our listing searchable, this is what we enabled ourselves to do.
So the other side, it's the other way. When we're buyer side, if they didn't make theirs
Well,
searchable, then we're.
yeah, on the buyer side, if the agent hasn't made their searchable, then you're not going to be able to connect to it that way.
Is there
Okay?
any way to merge those somehow after the fact?
Yes, it can be done after the fact. It doesn't work very well because if you've shared a document or done anything like that out of it, it's not going to let you merge the loops. I just use the copy too, move them into the loop that I want. I create a folder in there, and then I just archive the loop I don't want.
Ah,
Yeah, because right here, what you guys are learning right here too is I have a purchase agreement right now. Did I create a new loop to keep my purchase in? I'm just going to keep it right here with the listing, right? I mean, that's where everything's going to be for this transaction anyway, because that's what this is. It's a transaction. So that's all in there. Now, check this out. I want you guys to see this too, because this is uber cool. Let's say we got a second offer, okay? Because it's a hot property, right? Because Jack was included, all right? This made this one a must-have today, okay? So what we're going to do is this. I'm going to blast over here. I'm sitting at a ball game with my kid, okay? I'm trying to have some family time, but like always, we get pulled in so many different directions, and time is of the essence on everything all the time. I get a text message, okay, from, what's your name?
Laura.
Laura. Laura has been kind enough to hit me with a short turnaround time or response time because she knows it's a hot property. She sends me a text message, said, Ken, I just came out of 5 Cutler. I'm going back to the office right now to write you an offer. I send her back a text really quick that says, are you a
looper.
A looper. She says, no, I'm not a looper. I don't even know what that is. I'm like, never mind, forget about it. Okay, just go ahead and email me the offer when you're ready. Okay, and just let me know when it's there. So she sends me back a text, says, I just emailed that to you, confirm receipt. I checked my email and looked really quick. I'm like, yep, it's there, got it. Go into Dotloop, and here's what I'm going to do. Let me pull you guys up here. Hold on. There it is, can carry exit. Okay, so I go into Dotloop. I open up my 5 Cutler, so I'm just clicking on it. Right, I can see the Anderson folder in there. Now, we're dealing with a non-looper, which is a lot of people that are non-loopers. The DocuSign people out there are going to be non-loopers. They may even have one with digital signatures, but they're not a looper. So I'm going to click next to the documents, see up at the top underneath the picture where it says documents. I'm going to hit the blue down arrow right next to that. And down at the bottom of the screen, I'm going to click on new folder. And I'm going to uniquely name my folder. What was your name again?
Laura.
Laura. Is that your last name?
Urbeck.
Spell it.
URBEC.
URBEC. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh, look, it auto-corrected the unrecorded.
Also unrecorded.
You're back. She hasn't signed that contract yet.
Laura.
Folder.
She's unrecorded.
Unrecorded. Poor thing. We'll get her a contract one day. Okay, so Urbeck folder. So we're going to say done. And now it's created that folder. You guys see it there in the middle of the screen? Now you guys see the plus sign to the right of that folder? That is the add document button. So I'm going to click on that. I'm going to go over, I'm going to click where it says via email. Down at the bottom, I'm going to click on copy to clipboard. And then that's it. For Dotloop, we're done. I'm going to go back out to my email right now. And in my email, I'm going to go pick up that file. There's my offer to purchase right there that I just got from her. I'm going to click on forward. And my email, always on my phone, is going to ask if I want to include the attachment. A lot of times it will on the computer too if you're doing a forward. You definitely want to include the attachment. It's all we really care about, okay? So I'm saying include the attachment. I'm going to the to field, clicking on paste, clicking on send, right? Back in Dotloop, all I'm going to do is this. To refresh, I'm just going to pull down on my screen. It's going to refresh, and hopefully, after 2 refreshes, or 3, there it is, after 2, took the second refresh, and you guys will see now that the offer's sitting in the Urbeck folder that I just created. Now, mind you, I'm doing all of this from a ball game, okay? And time is of the essence. I need her to get that. So the 3 dots right next to that, I'm going to immediately click on those 3 dots, share. I'm going to skip preparation because I just want to give them a copy to look at. It's going to Lisa and Jack with the all-powerful at the bottom. See where it says show more options? Click on that. There's my attached PDF and share. And so I've created a folder in there. I've received an offer. I've taken that offer back out and I've shared it back out with my seller to view, along with a message that says, hey, I'm going to call you in about an hour to go over this as soon as I get done with my kids' game. And I put my phone down and I've gone back to my family, right? And that it's been delivered. They have that. And that all happened in a matter of like 30 seconds.
But you have 5 more emails and 5 more offers.
Well, I'm prioritizing. So, I mean, you know, we're only taking list price and above right now. So, but if you get 5 more of them, if it's going to take you that amount of time on each one, is that not faster than running back to the office, getting on the computer, firing up the computer, doing whatever else? I mean, how much time is that honestly going to take? It's a lot, right? So let's do this. So we get back in here. So that's in Pamela's right there. So we're going to come here. I'm going to refresh this on the computer so that we have all of our offers in here now.
That refresh button.
It is amazing. It actually does serve a purpose if we use it correctly. So we have the Urbeck folder, we have the Anderson folder, right? So now what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to show you guys this. So we just split a file earlier, right? Everybody remember how to do that? Okay, so I just shared this one back out. So somebody walk me through this. I want to split this file. This is the setup, by the way, just so you know.
Okay.
I'm going to open the file.
Open file.
Okay, yes, don't all go at once. Just, yep.
Top of the file.
Okay. Uh-oh. File. Click.
Yep.
Now what?
Relate
Good
document.
document.
I can't split or rotate right now.
Right.
To save it.
That's a very good question, Jack. It doesn't matter. I can't save it right now. I haven't changed anything. Here's what happened. I did this on purpose because this is a common occurrence, okay? I was sitting at the game. I received that. I shared it. The moment I shared it, it's delivered a document to my client. It's no longer going to allow me to manipulate that document, okay? But there's a workaround for that. And I'm going to show you the workaround.
Put it back in.
Yeah, that's it, basically.
What?
So out to the, see the three dots
Oh,
to the
okay.
right. So when it comes up and it says you can't split it, you can't rotate, I'm going to go, oh, of course, because I shared it. I'm not going to call the 513 number. If you do, they'll help you, but you won't need it. You're going to say three dots right here.
Yeah.
Click on make a copy.
Yep.
Tell it to copy it as flat
Yeah.
to a loop. Choose your loop. And remember, because we're renaming folders, this is uber handy. Now we know which folder. If you don't rename your folders, it's going to say folder, folder, folder.
Yeah.
You're going to have a heck of a time right now figuring out where to go with this. I'm going to drop this back in the Urbeck folder. Am I saying that right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Sounds Indiana. Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
Now you got two in there.
I have two. Which one is the new one?
The PDF one.
Well, they're both
Not
PDF.
No, the one not submitted.
One that's old. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to archive before I do anything else,
Yeah.
so I don't screw this up. I'm going to archive the old one, open the new one. This is the new copy that's not been shared. Now,
Rotate it. Yeah.
yeah, we're going to start with a rotate. So obviously right now we've got the top page is upside down, okay? So I'm going to go up here. I'm going to do File, Rotate. I'm going to rotate page left. If the entire file's been scanned upside down, you're going to rotate File, okay? Rotate the page to the left. Rotate it one more time to the left. You could have gone right if you wanted to. You would have gotten the same result after the second click.
Oh, so you can rotate just pages as opposed to.
Yeah,
whole
yeah,
file, too.
yeah.
So the key is if you get through here and you find out that like page number 5 in the middle of this is upside down, as long as you're on that page, it will just rotate that page. Okay. So then we can go back and we can split this again. So we can do our split document. Now in this instance, I'm not replacing documents. This is an offer that's just arrived in the folder. So I'm going to be detailed with this. I'm going to say, okay, file 1 is a purchase agreement. I'm going to type that out. Everybody understand why I'm typing it out? Where
You're not going to replace it.
Exactly. I'm not replacing it. Okay. Second one is going to be a pre-approval, we'll say.
Okay.
Okay. And then so I'm splitting my document up. It splits. I say done. I go back. And again, so this is super handy. And this is handy because later on, somebody comes back and asks for a copy of the purchase agreement that doesn't want to see the seller's disclosure pre-approval and all of that. I have that split. I can send that individual document out to them. Okay? I didn't have to print this, separate it, scan it back in individually, right, which I know has happened in here. I know that because I did it. And I think of myself as genuinely clever at this stuff. And for 2 years, I was like, why is this handy? I don't understand what's the hoopty-hoo all about because this is taking me forever to do. And then the guy came in and showed me. I was like, oh, exactly. Yeah. Okay. Questions?
So on a document that we had signatures on, sometimes when they come in, they've used this too in their signatures. You can't change it if you do, it wipes it out type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So if you save that as a flat, well, they will save. You don't have to do a download to your computer and back up.
You can copy that as flat, and then you can drop in signature fields after that. So
It'll
that you
keep
don't-
it. Yeah, 'cause
Yeah.
before we used to have to.
Yeah. Well, we're going to do
Download.
that right now anyway, because she's going to accept this offer. Yeah.
Well, I'll accept the offer, but can I ask a question?
Well, that's gonna be a part of it, but we're only gonna have you do that. Yeah,
So let's say you send the exclusive agency listing agreement to two parties. For some reason, the second party cannot sign it.
mm,
First party signs it, sends it back, because they're going to two separate
Right.
email addresses.
right,
First party signs it, sends it back, and we copy it. After the first party has signed it
yes,
and send it,
yep. You don't really even need to copy it at that point. And the first party has already signed it electronically.
yeah.
Yeah, they've already signed it electronically, then just share it back out to
Yeah,
them.
but if for some reason, now this has happened to me more than once.
Have you hit your refresh button lately?
No.
I think so.
I think you need to refresh. Yeah, because you
I think
can,
that's what your problem is, the other stuff too, I think you don't hit that refresh.
all you have to do in that
And I used to
scenario.
go out and go back in now.
But let me ask you this, Lisa.
Yeah.
So you're gonna take, that's come back in, you're gonna turn around and click share to send it out to the party that's not gonna electronically sign it, right? Or they are?
Well, I'd like them to be able to electronically sign it, but for some reason they couldn't.
Well, if they couldn't,
Yes.
so I'm trying to follow the scenario here. So the first party could,
Yeah,
and you have it back with their signature on it. Now
Yeah.
you want it to go back to the second party
Yeah.
and get an electronic signature?
correct.
Okay.
I sent you both at the same time. One could sign, one couldn't.
Yeah, I just had that issue here.
Yeah.
And I just went out and reshared it.
Just reshared it,
Yeah.
and that did it.
Yeah.
Okay, if that doesn't do it,
If that doesn't do it, what I would do,
copy, sign it as a PDF.
Refresh.
well, refresh, yeah. You don't even have to, you don't even have to copy. At that point, you could just share it with that person again as view only, do an attached PDF and say, you know what? Just print it and sign it, scan it back to me. Then they scan it back. You have the electronic signature on one side, you have the web signature on the other, comes back in, and what are you going to do with it?
I'm going to drag it and drop it and make it one document.
Replace it, yeah, exactly.
But you could
I know.
save it as a flat and then resend it out again, unless they're having an issue. I mean,
Yeah.
They're not.
Or just tell them to come to your house, Lisa, and you'll help them through it.
And bring
And bring a bottle of
You
wine.
can drive it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, I could drive over.
Bring wine. Okay,
Did that many of them.
so who's feeling pretty good about this now?
Feeling
Okay,
better.
feeling a lot better?
Feeling better.
Okay, so we've got those in. I'm trying to think. So we've run through the scenarios. Let's talk through this really quick. So agents that are out there that aren't using Dotloop are sending you through email their offers. Normal occurrence, yes?
Yes.
Okay. What are you doing when that happens?
Making a mistake.
Scanning it.
It's already scanned. It's in your email. You're just going to go in. You're going to forward it into your loop, right?
Yeah.
Right? And you're going to create the folder. You're going to create the folder for that. It's a looper. They're sending something over across to you. Hopefully, you guys connected on the fact that you're searchable, and it's just showing up in your loop, and you're super happy about that, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. Here's another really cool thing. Let's see. We've done the rotating. We've done the splitting a couple times. Everybody knows how to split a document. Everybody knows to make a copy of it if it can't split because it's been shared or something, right? Okay. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to go all the way back to the beginning, start over. Not really. But we're going to go back before we had offers and we just had a listing folder. There we go. How's that? Okay. Now, what I want to do is I want to teach you guys how to use what's called an easy offer. Okay. This is really, really cool. So again, the easy offer, this is something that we're going to do. Oh, you know what? Hold on. Easy offer, I told you I was going to do last. I want to do something else. Let's say this. Let's say the Urbex holder, she had the best purchase agreement. She is the one that we're going to accept, right? I'm going to open up that purchase agreement. Good job. Good job. We gave up like 20% of the commission in the deal to get those two together, though, because we were just tired of listening to them fight. So here's what happens. Can we all just pretend this is a purchase agreement? Is that okay? All I need is a flat document to demonstrate what we're going to do. It came in just like this. Now she's got to go out. She's like, okay, here's the thing. This is going to answer your question. Here's what I need. I need initials right here and there. I need you guys to sign down at the bottom of the page, and I need you guys to mark one of these two things. Accepted, okay, declined, counteroffer. You guys get the picture? So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to click right here where that little box is at, because that's the location that I want to stick this initial. gonna do a click with my mouse. Now, do you see the little 1 show up on the right side of the page?
Yeah.
That's, all it did was create a marker. On my keyboard, I'm gonna click Alt-I, and it's gonna drop an initial box right there, okay?
So how do I know that?
Because you can see the initial box right
No,
there.
no, but how do, where, what?
The key,
So-
he's giving you short.
I'm giving you
All eyes for the
Alt-I is for
Every-
initial.
Windows 10 or anything, Microsoft.
Yep, yep. If you're on a Mac, it's Option-I, okay? My Mac has Option and Alt on the same key, so I always just speak with the PC users,
How do
okay?
you find the list for all those shortcuts like that?
Oh,
sorry.
They're endless.
You were constantly trying to steal my thunder.
I'm sorry.
I'm going to show you where the list is later. Right
Thank
now,
you.
it's more fun for me to have the information
right.
than you to not have it,
I've
right?
been doing, well, I've been doing adding initials. And
You can
dragging
do
it
that
in
and just
that-
drag it and drop it over.
Yeah,
Let
you
me-
can
type
do
in-
Yeah.
multiple.
Let me show you this though, because say we've got, here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna hold down my shift key,
Okay.
and I'm gonna use my arrows to kind of move that over and get it into the corner of that box the way I want it. You
Yep.
see what I did? Let it go, off the keyboard, back on. I'm gonna hold down my Alt key, and with my arrows, I'm gonna size this down where I want it to be.
Okay.
Okay, see that? Now, I've got a perfectly sized little box right there that I just adore. Okay, I worked hard on it. Worked hard on it. So what I'm going to do is this. Shift and Alt at the same time, holding them down at the same time, is creating the copy command. And my arrow is going to tell me where I want to copy it to. So holding down Shift and Alt, I'm going to hit the right arrow, and it drops another box right next to that one. Okay, now in this instance, there's also 2 more boxes right down there. If I did Shift and Alt now and hit the down arrow, it's going to drop one there and have one to the left, and it's going to drop one there. How easy is that?
Magical.
I know. I know. Now, we don't really need those. So here's the thing. If you got excited and hit the button too many times holding down Shift and Alt, you can just click in the field that you don't want anymore and then click Remove Field.
I have a question.
so yeah.
Is all written down somewhere too,
Mhm.
whatever you're telling us?
Yep, sure is. Sure is.
Oh, my word.
And I'm going to tell you where it's at the end of the class.
Thank you.
I'm going to make sure you stay for the whole thing.
That's super.
Okay. All right. Now, so we've got that
I'm not
done.
doing nothing.
Now, so what we can do is this. So we've got to send this out. I'm going to assign this field right here. I'm going to click on Assign Field, and I'm going to say, you know what? I need Lisa to sign that one, and I'm going to do Assign Field here, and this was going to be for Jack. Okay, so Jack's got that. Lisa's got that. Right here, I need one of them to pick one of the 2 here. So what I'm going to do is this. There's radio buttons, and there's check boxes. Okay? If I drop check boxes in right here, my client can pick both. And I don't want them to be able to do that. So I'm going to drop in a radio button. So what I'm going to do is, again, I'm going to click, I'm going to hit Alt-R. Okay? And again, using my Shift key and my arrows, I'm just going to kind of move that box into place. Down here, I'm going to do it one more time. Alt-R. Almost landed that perfect that time. Okay, now I've got my 2 in there. You guys see that?
Yeah.
Watch this. Because, radio button, if I don't do anything else with this, if I drop another radio button on the page, it's only going to allow me between the 3. It's only going to allow them to choose. So if you get a document that's got more than one spot that you'd like to do a radio button, you're going to need to group your radio buttons so it separates one from the other. So what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to click and highlight. So I'm just dragging that down. Now see where it says Assigned to No One and you see the X? I'm going to let go of this. And did you see that little dude pop up right there?
Yeah.
That's your group button. Click on group, and that puts those 2 together. Now my client can only click on one or the other.
But if you already know the answer, you don't have to do that.
Now, if you already know the answer, you just
Yeah, but
drop the
other people
checkbox in
won't.
there and put the checkbox in it. I just want you to know.
Cool.
So if we're keeping with the theme of things here, if I clicked right here and wanted to add a signature, what do you think I'm going to Alt and do? Alt-S for a signature. Okay, so Alt-S adds the signature field. Again, I use my Shift key to get into the corner of it. I'm using my Alt key. On here, I'm going to purposely cover up the date because I know that I've got the date and timestamp that are going to be in there, right? And now I've got that field perfectly sized by doing Shift and Alt again and hitting the down arrow. I create another one perfectly sized and just move it into place. Now all I have left to do are my field assignments. I'm going to assign that to Lisa. I'm going to assign this one to Jack, And now we're ready to accept that offer. All I got to do now is click save and share.
So on the group button, can either one of them sign the radio button?
Yeah.
Okay. Isn't there a way to make a sign Lisa for your, like some of them have like 3 that you have to do the boxes. Can't you do Lisa's first and then copy? So Lisa has
Yeah.
to do it.
Yeah. Yeah, sure can.
Because
So-
you already have assigned it to her and you can copy those, right?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, because, like right now, see Jack's signature's already in here, it's already assigned. If I click on that and I do a shift and an alt and drop down, it's gonna copy it with Jack's assigned signature field in there already.
Well, then you don't have to
Yeah, I don't have to go back and do the field assignment again.
do it all again.
Okay. Everybody understand that?
Absolutely.
Pretty cool. So I'm just gonna save that. I'm not gonna send it out and go back and do all the signatures and stuff again. You kind of get the picture there. So, question you asked me, and something I meant to cover. Let me do this first. I'm going to get back over into my premium version really quick. I'm going to get back into my training account. And why would I want to do that? Oh, I archived the other one. Never mind. That was just a detour for no absolute good reason. I was going to go find my checklist. But here's what I want you to do. At the bottom of every screen, we talked about the 513 number that's down there, right?
Yeah.
Right next to that, you see where it says Help Center? If I click on the Help Center, and I click on Agents, everything I'm teaching you is right here.
Get out.
Some of
At
it,
our fingertips
that's
all
your
the time.
fingertips
Get
the entire time. Some of them are YouTube videos. Some of them are screenshots. So we go down here under Document Editor, where it says Document Editor Hotkeys. Click on that. There's a list of those keys right there.
You said YouTube ended?
Well, it's here. Just go here. Yeah. Just go here and then click.
But what exactly, YouTube Plus, you said?
No, well, I said some of those videos, it'll open up a YouTube video with a tutorial.
Thank
Okay. Only thing you're not going to get with that you're getting from me today is the practical agent experience. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But everything else, all the hotkeys are here. Okay. So, yeah, just remember that. Are we good?
So for people who have teams, there's no way for me to separate that once I take the extra. Like if I want to keep all Laura's stuff together and all Darlene's stuff together,
You can try to stitch it together here and there and make it work for you by adding the team and doing all of that, but you are just
Why can't you add the folders for them?
I'm going to finish answering the question first, Jack. Give me just a second. You're kicking your own rear end doing that. You really are. It's not that expensive for the team. I think it's like $90 a month to do that, but to have complete and total oversight, to be able to create a loop and drop it into another agent's.
but I don't think we can because I'm through Tracy. So we can't do it individually or something. He pays for all of it.
Yeah, no, he does, and yes, you can. You can still pay for it on top of that and be able to, and still be able to have it and still be connected to all the office stuff. That's how mine is. That's how mine is. My office has a Business Plus account just like yours, and I still have my team account, and I'm still connected and can submit and do everything else. I just have the expanded version. And the team account is basically a small version of the Business Plus account that the office has. So you can create workflows, you can create your own templates, you can create task lists for your team, and you can assign things to the team members through there. As the admin or the owner of that account, you can see every single team member's individual Dotloop account.
Yeah, right now they have to add me on every one of them.
Yeah, you would never have to do that. You never have to do that again. If you go into your admin view, you see your entire team. You see everything that you've got going on. You can go down and just click on yourself, and you're seeing only what you have. So you can isolate that out. And it's really cool. It's really cool.
Once I set that up, because I've been here for a while, will I be able to move all those?
You won't have to.
No.
It'll all be done.
Oh,
You won't have to. It'll all be done. What happens is this. When I first did it, the difficulty of the transition was this. When the admin account gets established, there's nothing in the admin account. It's as things get added. So the day your admin account goes in, if your buyer's agent created a loop that day, it shows up on the admin account. So like the first 2 months that I had the team account, I was like, okay, why am I not seeing everything that we've got right here? Or why am I having to go and click on Chelsea's account to see what she has and it's not showing up in admin? It won't pull everything in right up front in the admin view. But as you add things after that, everything shows up in admin. So it's about a 1 or 2 month adjustment period. But once it's adjusted, man, you're gonna love it. Because again, I can do it all from my phone. So, I can do it all from my phone. Jack, sorry. your turn.
No, I'm saying, couldn't you just make a folder for those different agents?
Yeah, but
Because I had, well, when I was doing things and we were using different attorneys and stuff like this,
yeah,
Mark, who's the realtor, would keep asking me, well, what did you send to so-and-so? Well, what did you send to this person? What did you send to that person? So I made separate folders. Why can't you do that with the team members?
you can. It's just very inefficient and very inefficient.
Well, I know that it is, but cost-wise, until they can get settled and
Oh,
get
yeah.
used to it.
Yeah, you can try to, like I said, you can try to find ways to stitch together. It's going to work different with every team situation. Okay, so I tried it for a while and I hated it. And as
Yeah,
soon
because
as,
you're the loops. You can't create a folder for your loops.
no, you can't. Yeah, you can't just get
You're
rid of
not sorting it that way.
So let's do this. I'm going to go through, now I'm going to go through the easy offer. And actually, it's 4:25. Easy offer is going to be the last thing we're going to do today. So I might get you out of here early. Okay? So what we're going to do is this. We're going to go back to all the way before we sold the property here. And when we just had our listing folder. Now, what you're going to do with an easy offer is you're creating a folder here with the other agent in mind, okay, not yourself. So you're the listing agent. You're creating a folder for the buyer's agent, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And in that folder, you're going to place everything that you think that buyer's agent is going to need to get an offer submitted on your property, okay? So if there's anything specific about the property in there that you want shared, you're going to have it in there. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a folder that we want to uniquely identify as our easy offer folder. What do you think we ought to name it?
Easy offer.
I mean, right? Do we need to make that hard? Easy hard folder, easy offer folder. Okay? Easy offer folder is what we're going to call it. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in here and say, okay, well, listen, so here's what the buyer's agent's going to need. We're going to do a buyer packet here and grab a contract to purchase real estate, right? They're probably going to need that. We're not going to take the time and fill it in for them. We're going to let them put in their own numbers. Now, I need to get a exclusive or a seller's disclosure out of my listing folder because it's been signed by them. How am I going to get that out and into the easy offer folder? Copy? Go ahead. You got it. Copy to? Copy to that folder. So I'm going to take the document that I want to move in there, right? So if this is a lead-based paint or something like that that's going to require seller signatures and buyer signatures on it, you're going to want to move a copy up. So I'm going to make a copy. I'm going to tell it to go, in this instance, so you got two choices here. We have a Dotloop document or a flat PDF. A Dotloop document is a document with interactive information on it. So if you send it out for electronic signatures with your client and the form was already prepared for you with buyer and seller signature fields, you're going to keep this as a Dotloop document so that it keeps that for the other agent to go out and assign their person to. If it didn't, if it just came in with wet signatures on it and scanned in, then just copy it as flat, okay? So I'm just going to go ahead and say, hey, it's a Dotloop document, copying it to a loop, into our loop, and into the easy offer folder, okay? Now, I'm going to start thinking about everything else that I have to support this file. If this is a residential property and I've got utility averages, I'm going to upload those. For me, I'm anal about things like taxes. If I had to go out there and report last year's taxes and what they were on the property, and I pulled that from a tax record of the county, I print that tax record and stick it in there. Everything you can think of. This is a property with land, which I don't suppose you guys get a whole lot of out here, do you? Like big land purchases, do you? Maybe? Oh, good. Well,
Plot plans. and
something,
stuff.
yeah, plot plans, surveys, things like that. Condominium that's got condo documents and things that you're going to want initial, but you're just going to go down the page to an alt-I, and then you're going to fill those in, just go down and drop them all the way down now that you know that, right, Jack? So things like that. Think about everything that you could put in there that they're going to come and ask you for at the time that they're ready to write a purchase agreement, okay? So we're going to fill this file up with those things. When we get done, we've got everything in there. We're going to go up to the top of the screen, and because we're a listing for sale and because we're active, we see the setup easy offer. So if you get up there, you find yourself and you go, you know what? I don't see that up there, but I remember Ken said something about it being there. Go check this first. Make sure that you are a listing for sale, and then make sure that your status is active. And then you'll see it appear right there. Okay? So I'm going to click on Set Up Easy Offer. The system is going to say, okay, select a listing agent. So one of the things that's cool about this is that if you have multiple listing agents on this, okay, if you partnered with somebody and this happens to be their listing, you know, you're listing it up with your partnership, but you want offers to go to that person specifically, you're going to put their name right there, okay? And how that's going to show up is both of you will be in the loop as a listing agent. You can assign that role to multiple people, okay? Down here, it's going to say, which folder do you want to be the Easy Offer folder? Anybody?
Yeah.
Easy Offer.
Mhm.
So we click on Easy Offer, and what happens is it creates a link right down here with a copy button right next to it, okay? So at the beginning of the process, you don't have to worry about copying this. All you're doing is creating it, and you're just going to click on Save, right? So now this is accessible via Easy Offer. The house went out. The house got put on the market. Agent goes out, shows the property. On the way back, sends you a text or gives you a call, says, hey, Ken, I just showed 5 Cutler. It was awesome. Past Urbet coming out. Hopefully she's not doing anything in there. And I'm going to send you an offer. I'll say, great. Now, you can, are you a looper? Yes or no? It doesn't really matter. In this instance, if they're a looper, this is going to work out really good. Are you a looper? Yes, I am. Great. So here's what's going to happen. When you get back, you're going to have an email from me. And in that email, there's going to be an Easy Offer link. Click on the Easy Offer link and go ahead and sign in. You'll have everything you need. So here's what happens. I come back. Did you guys memorize? That's my word, memorize. That's an Indiana word. Memorize. Did you guys memorize the link when I had it up there?
No.
I'd have been super impressed if you did. Okay. So what you're going to do is you're going to come back here and click where it says accessible via Easy Offer. You're going to get that box. All you're going to do is go over here and say copy. Okay. I'm going to close this. I'm going to go back to my email.
And hit refresh.
I'm not even going to refresh because I'm just going to compose a new email right now, but you should refresh everything. Okay. So we're gonna do, I'm gonna go out, I'm gonna send this to this person. This is Easy Offer we discussed, right? Easy Offer for Cutler. I'm gonna type my nice little note that says, hope we can get this together, looking forward to working with you, blah, 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 whatever it is. And I'm gonna paste.
You're gonna what? Oh,
Paste, right? Because remember, I hit copy, I'm pasting that link in, and I'm gonna click on send. Now, it's a hyperlink. So the cool part about this is you can add this hyperlink to anything. So in Indiana, I'm allowed to, on our agent remarks, on our listing system, I drop the hyperlink in there. If you're a looper, if you're a Dotloop user, here's an Easy Offer link for this property. So the agent can just pull it up in the MLS, and they can look at an agent full detail page and just click on that link. And what's going to happen is this.
I want to see that.
I'm gonna show you. Hold on.
Well, you might be able to use it for something else.
So here's the link, right? It's just a hyperlink. The agent comes out. Let me sign these two out. I want to make sure I don't trip myself over Pamela Anderson. Hold on. Get that out. Agent comes in, clicks on the link, and then it immediately launches into a Dotloop session, or what looks like a Dotloop session. Right now, it's kind of smoke and mirrors, right? Looks like a Dotloop session, but notice that they're not actually getting the little finger point thing right there. So they go in and they're like, oh, there's a contract to purchase. There's that survey we were looking for. They go to click on something and it pops up and says, okay, you're either in here as a looper or you're creating an account. Which one is it? And if it's you, you're just going to go down to the bottom and say sign in. Okay. As soon as you sign in, so we're going to have Elvis Presley representing this buyer. You go in and you sign into your account. Now watch what happens to see where it says Easy Offer folder? Now look what happened to the folder on here. So when this opened up, now it says Easy Offer folder Elvis Presley. So now they're in their own. So this agent's in their Dotloop account, and it's already taken and renamed that folder to make it unique, okay, because it copied the Easy Offer folder in. Has all that documentation in. So the agent gets done, says, you know what, I'm ready. I'm going to share this. I got everything signed. They click on share. They say, okay, I'm going to share it with Ken because, again, do you see it pulled the picture in? And it also pulled me in as a list agent. It's doing the same thing it did when we made ourselves searchable. And they click on share. We get back over here and we refresh. Again, just like before, that offer comes in now. And I got the Easy Offer, and it's Elvis Presley. There's his offer. It just shows up in my in my loop. That make sense?
Absolutely.
How fun is it?
See, that looks like it'd be really good because what I've experienced with mock stuff is that the attorneys and everything, they keep looking for the condos.
Uh-huh.
Well, one is the condo docs, then the other one is that if it's not paid up, to make sure that all the fees are paid up,
Right.
and they don't offer them in time. You know, they don't get them in time, so what happens is they end up charging them, they charge the customer $75,
Oh, man.
which
Yeah.
is, that's outrageous.
Right.
But if you have them, because a lot of times you can get them, you can put them in, and then they're not asking you at the 24th hour, 23rd hour,
Yeah.
hey, where's the condo doc?
Right. Exactly.
Anybody that does condos can see the value in that.
Anybody who does relocation can see the value in this too. Relocation documents, REO documents for foreclosures, the bank documents.
Yeah,
Associated with
yeah.
all of that. I mean, your instructions and all that can be in there. I mean, imagine what it'd be like if you've got a relocation deal, right? And oh my goodness, the paperwork that comes with that.
But we upload everything in MLS anyway, too. But this is just so they can do the whole thing.
They can do the whole thing.
They don't have to go download everything.
Right, because you're
Right there.
not managing the transaction in MLS.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, because we do that too. The
It's
disclosure-
informational up there, but
Yeah.
here you've already got it right and ready for them
Here-
to make it happen.
Here it's got a purpose, and if they're utilizing it this way, you're not doing all that emailing back and forth.
And then
uploading,
not every
downloading.
other person will want to work with you.
Well,
Exactly.
that's the other thing.
Yeah.
You get agents, if you've got a good agent that you work with, that
Yeah.
deal goes fast, goes smooth. You get somebody that's difficult,
Oh, they're a pain in the neck. Dotloop can't fix that.
no, but those people like to work with you.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
They'll come back.
Absolutely. Nobody likes working with me. So that's a joke.
We
So,
weren't last.
I know. You killed it. And, any
Wow.
questions for me?
Yeah, we were gonna do the app on the phones, weren't we?
Well, I've been going back and forth with the app on the
Yeah.
phone.
No, but we were gonna,
Oh, you can
Download
download it. Yeah, you can go ahead and download it and sign in now if you want to. That's okay. Yeah.
It automatically?
I've never actually done it, so I don't even know.
Go to the App Store and type in Dotloop.
Okay.
So you
I
get,
think I did it on the other phone, but I didn't do it on this one. App Store.
I have to go, but thank you so much.
thank you. Did you fill out my survey?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh,
Thank you.
Play
Awesome.
Store,
Thank
right?
you.
Thanks.
Yep. Play Store.
Laura, you know more than me.
Sure.
Hey, put on there for, thank you very much. Did you learn anything today?
Absolutely.
Good.
I'm going to tell you to go
Yeah.
down to the hill key on the bottom, girlfriend.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Now, if you put on here, if you put Teams and you put yes on there, Teams, that you're saying to them, I want to get more information about that. Okay, and they're gonna have somebody reach out to you. Okay, good. Yeah, it's a wonderful product. I wish I could spend more time demoing that. I could teach an entire class just on the team product alone. But
Is this the Zillow one?
yeah, it is. Zillow owns Dotloop. Thank you,
My
sir.
question was, when you said about that, you go down there next to 513, you click on it, the YouTube and written material too?
Yeah, they'll be written material out there, start putting download. Oh yeah, it's all good. Thank you.
Awesome.
Hey, I like your hat too, sir. We should all be wearing one. So. All right. Any other questions? Anything else I can hurt your brain with today?
What is the thing
Oh,
about
you would
premium
be fun
agent?
if you knew what you had, Ness. What is?
That's what we have already.
You mean you already have to be
We already have premium, yeah.
Yeah, you guys already have premium.
We already have-
So don't put on there that you're interested in premium, okay?
We already have it.
Yep.
Yeah, I did not, but just wanted to know what.
Yeah. Premium's what's allowing you to do the attached PDF. It's what's allowing you to build task lists and things like that in there. So, yeah. You're welcome. All right, I'm gonna shut down. For the other folks, I'm gonna kill them right here too. So, I don't even know if it's supposed to be filmed. I think they got off the air. Huh? Oh, yeah. Yeah, go down to where it says more, I think.
Yeah.
Sends you in.
You don't plug everything, that's what I do.
Do you want a survey for the first half of the class?
That's what I do.
Sure. There you go.
My son said to me the other night, what are you doing? I'm doing it. Yes.
No,
You
no,
called
because, yeah, we call that 513 number, because when I leave here, I'm not a Dotloop person anymore, I'm a real estate agent.
In Indiana.
In Indiana, if you call me, my